Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on Think Life Freedom. In this video, I'm going to be going over 3 different things that I've learned this week and a few things I've noticed. If you're new around here, every single Friday I release a video just like this one where I talk about 3 things that I've noticed in the self-development sphere. So that can come down to my health, wealth, and happiness. This can all come down to mindset, online business, marketing, financial freedom, that kind of thing. And so in this video, I'm going to be going over those 3 things. I'm currently on a personal program for my health and fitness with Precision Nutrition, and every single day they deliver a lesson to you to help you improve your nutrition and your workouts in the gym. And they had a story in there about building up habits, and it was such a great point that it really stuck out to me, and I tweeted this over on my Twitter, and I thought that I would share that with you today. So this was all about building habits, and the saying goes like this: when you're running from a bear, you don't have to run the fastest. All you have to do is run a little bit faster than the slowest person. In other words, when you're improving your habits and choices, you never have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. So what I took from this was that it's always important to be consistent and keep putting one foot in front of the other, and not necessarily worry about being perfect or being the best at something. You shouldn't necessarily be comparing to others. You should only be looking at yourself and who you were yesterday. That's the only person that you should be comparing yourself to. And so when it comes to building up habits, and I guess we'll take the fitness example, you don't have to be the person who runs the fastest or can lift the heaviest weight and to try and be the best athlete, because unless you are an actual athlete who's trying to compete in the Olympics, it doesn't really matter. All what it matters is that every single day you're improving bit by bit, and that you're not necessarily trying to compete against others and allowing yourself to feel like, they did it better than me, or they did it perfectly, and I didn't get to finish that many reps of curling a heavy weight. And so you kind of kick yourself and you push yourself down, and that can help you stop doing that habit and kind of break that chain of sequence days that you've actually been working on this habit, and that can be kind of a very, very negative mindset to get into. Another example I was thinking about was this YouTube channel, and I think it works perfectly. So in this story it says, when you're running from a bear, you don't have to run the fastest. How I see this in terms of me building up this YouTube channel is there are other people in this self-development area, and they are making videos every single day. They are like a daily upload, whereas that's not something that I feel that I can do to a quality that I like. And so for me, I may only get one video out a week, or 2 videos out a week. Now, that's not the fastest. I'm not being as consistent in terms of daily uploads as someone else. However, I'm not the slowest person. All you have to do is run a little bit faster than the slowest person. So the slowest person may be someone else who's trying to create a YouTube channel like this. However, they upload once a month or once every 2 months. I am faster than them, and so I'm going to grow quicker and build that habit longer, and allow me to build up an audience and grow this YouTube channel better than them. And so it was a really, really nice story there about not having to be perfect, just making sure that you're taking action, putting one foot in front of the other, not giving up, and just ensuring that you build that habit and only focusing on yourself. What I would say is, think about your life. What is something that you're trying to do, a habit that you're trying to build, and how are you comparing yourself to others, or sort of looking at the people who are the best of the best and putting yourself down? Have a look around at the people that are around you, and I bet you'll find that your skill set, that your mindset, that the effort you're putting in is actually greater than some of other people, which means that you're in a much better spot to continue growing. The second thing that I want to talk about this week was I watched a YouTube video by Max Joseph. This is about a 34-minute video. It was kind of like a short documentary, and it was all about how he noticed that the most successful people in the world read about 52 to 53 books in a year, which averages out about a book a week. Now, he says in this video that he is quite a slow reader and it takes him about a month to read one book. And I would say I'm probably in that same category. And so he goes on a journey around the world to these amazing libraries, speaking to all of these great readers, trying to find out how he can read more books per month to allow himself to get greater knowledge and to make better choices in his life. And one of the things that he noticed when he spoke to the world's fastest reader, and this was incredible, by the way, this guy could turn pages as quick as I'm doing with my hand, and he would look at the pages and he'd finish a book within minutes and he'd remember everything. He's an incredible guy. And he was saying how he's able to do this. He was saying that when you look at a word that pops up in terms of a sentence, they come up in blocks and you read it word for word, and at the end of that sentence you've strung it all together, and then that sentence goes into your brain. He was saying that that's quite a slow way of doing things, and how he does it is he actually sees a book as a movie. So how does he see it as a movie? Well, in the video he talks about when he's reading a book, and he uses the example of someone being on the beach. He says that he will read that book, and as it starts to describe the location, whether there be the breeze or the smell of the sea, he says that he will imagine it in his head, feeling the wind on his arms or smelling the sea, to help make that scene more real and tangible, make it an image in his head and not just words on a piece of paper. He says to be able to trigger your brain into seeing a book as a movie and not as just words is to actually put your finger onto a page and actually go along very quickly as you read. And he says that at this speed, you'll actually get through a book much quicker than you would reading it line by line. He states that when you're a child, you're taught this method of using your finger to go over the words to help you read. And as you get older, teachers, they drum it out of you to not do that. They want you to just look at a book and read it like this, without putting your finger on the book. And he was saying that that's actually the opposite of what he does and what he recommends. He says you should use your finger and it will increase your speed, which is good because you get through more books faster, and it allows you to see those books as visual images and retain that information better. And so for the last couple of days, I've actually been speeding through chapters using my finger to go across in this fast way. And it's actually very beneficial and has allowed me to get through the book a lot quicker than if I wasn't using it that way. So there you go. If that's something that you want to learn more about in terms of reading more books, I'll link his video down in the description below. Try it out for yourself and see if it works for you, because it certainly did for me. Earlier this week, I spent 2 days at an exhibition conference here in London at the Excel. And there were a lot of business owners there, a lot of entrepreneurs, and I spent a lot of time at panels, talks and roundtables listening to what they were saying. And what I sort of found was that a lot of them, they got a lot of questions about how they started their business and what's their motivation and their drive. And what they always came back to was saying that they had this drive inside of them to get this end goal, because they knew what their why was. They spoke a lot about how you should spend your time looking into what your why is. Why are you doing that? What is the purpose of you waking up at 6 a.m. to work on your business or your side hustle? Why would you stay up late at night? Why would you use every spare 5 minutes that you have? And for me, it was thought-provoking. It was a good sort of exercise for me to think about that, and I think I need to spend more time on finding out my why. When it comes to this YouTube channel, I think I have it loosely. I feel like I have a loose plan of what my why is, and I need to spend more time on that. My why, as it is currently, is it's all about life freedom. For me, this YouTube channel is called Think Life Freedom because it comes down to being in a position of having your health, wealth, and happiness be in your own hands, having that control and freedom to do what you want to do, not being a prisoner, as it were, to a job or a boss and working so many hours of a day for someone else's dream, only getting a small amount of the money that you've helped generate for that business when you could do it yourself. It's a scary thought that they can deny your holiday or your breaks if you have your mental capacity. You're so burnt out, you want to have a break, but they tell you no because you've got to do this and you're stuck on this treadmill and there's nothing you can do, and it's just so sort of like claustrophobic. It seems like a really, really horrible thing to be in. And I see so many people in their 30s and 40s and 50s in this way, and I really do not want to get to that point. And so for me, it's all about, from now until I'm older, about self-development, getting myself into a better position where I can have life freedom and live life on my terms. And that, like I say, it does come down to having health, wealth, and happiness. So having, the health version of that, making sure that I'm fit and healthy, that I'm not in a position where I get ill or I get depressed or I have anxiety or that I end up having a heart attack when I'm older or a stroke because I'm stressed out over not paying bills. And that kind of leads into the wealth area of having money to be able to have that security of paying the rent or a mortgage, of being able to take trips to amazing places and help me with my happiness. There's for me, when I think about these things, I get really passionate about it because I think that is fundamental. It's almost like a human right that you should be able to be free in that way and not have yourself be trapped by society and these systems that are in place that keep you poor and scared and in trouble. And I really, really do not want that for my life. And so I'm going to work really hard to get myself out of it. And I really feel like with this channel and my blog, my website, thinklifefreedom.com, if you want to check that out, that's all what this is about. It's about ensuring that I can do what I can with many, many years of work to get myself out of that position and to avoid it. I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here. But when I look ahead and I see people who are 40, 50, and that even comes down to people now who are in like their 30s and 20s, very young people, and they're not living life. They're not experiencing all of the things that life has. They're not happy because they're driven by anxiety and stress because they've been told that they need to save loads of money to buy a house and to put all of their money into a pension, so that when they're older, when they can retire, that they are then free to do whatever they want, that they'll have all of the time. And for me, that's mind-blowing that you will stop yourself now whilst you're young from doing all of these incredible things and wait until you're 65, 70, when you're an old person and you're probably tired and have a lack of energy. At that point, you're then going to start living near the end, when you may not want to go hiking, you might not want to go and visit all of these incredible locations around the world. You may not want to start a business and all of these different things that people try and keep reserved for retirement. For me, it's just baffling, and a lot of people take it for granted that they're going to get to retirement age. People can spend their 20s, 30s and 40s scrimping and saving, giving themselves a lesser life for that retirement age, and then just getting hit by a car. What was that for? They never even got to experience all of those things that they were saving up because their life was cut short. And all of the years that they did live, they didn't spend living. They spent scared. They spent in anxiety, in trying to prepare for the future when they should be present. And it is just a really, really scary thought. I think that is my why. That's what it comes back to, is about life freedom. And that's what this YouTube channel is all about. And I'm documenting my journey here. You know, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to see how I'm doing it, how you maybe get some tips for your own life. You know, you go into my YouTube channel and check out some of my other videos there. You know, it's all on self-development, on becoming financially free, happy, looking after your health and fitness, making sure that your mindset is correct. And so yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, if something resonated with you, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, as it really helps me out. And also leave a comment if you want to speak to me. I'll reply to you and we can talk about any of these kind of things if it's piqued your interest. But thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.